Hey guys, Neomis here. So for today's video, I'm going to be talking about my review on the Arsenal preseason game versus Bayern Munich. Stay tuned to my thoughts and my views, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe and let's go. So I watched the game against Bayern Munich early this morning, and I went through it a couple of times, and you know what, one thing I have to say is I was really impressed with Arsenal's 2-1 victory over Bayern Munich. Now, it's just a preseason game, so everybody always says don't look too much into it. You know, everybody's looking just to get their fitness back, and it's one of them that, you know, just take it with a pinch of salt. But one thing that I will say is that I was really impressed by what Arsenal did in both the first half and the second half. We got a great insight towards what Unai Emery is looking to establish with the Arsenal setup in terms of formation, and it is clear that he's looking to play with a four-man defense, which I called it a few weeks back when kind of assessing how Unai Emery is looking to go forward. And it's quite clear that he's looking to play some type of variation, either a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3 with just one main striker up top, but definitely a four-man defense. Now, that doesn't mean that we won't see go back to the three at the back. I think that there could potentially be opportunities to play three at the back, but primarily I could see us playing somewhere with a four-man defense. Now, we look at the first half, we look at some of the Arsenal started off with a pretty strong team. We had the likes of Aubameyang, Lacazette, Mesut Ozil. We also saw the likes of Shkodran Mustafi, who I thought overall had a pretty decent game. We saw the likes of Maitland-Niles starting at right back, along next to Mustafi, Socrates, and Monreal in the first half. Later, Kolasinac came on in the second half. But and then in midfield we had a combination between Joe Willock and oh God, what is his name? Granit Xhaka. How can I forget Granit Xhaka, our captain? But yes, Granit Xhaka. And then slightly further ahead of them was Mesut Ozil with Henrik Mkhitaryan out wide, on wide left, Aubameyang wide right, and Lacazette up top. So 4-3-3, almost in a diamond shape, with Mesut Ozil being in central, well, more of the attacking element in central midfield. And I thought Mesut Ozil, along with Aubameyang, was one of the best players in the first half. I thought he dictated play really well. He looks like the Mesut Ozil of old, you know, and all he really was missing was kind of getting a few assists in this game. But I was thoroughly impressed with Mesut Ozil in this game. I thought that he played really fantastically. Some of the layoff and the passes that helped create a lot of chances for Aubameyang on that right wing, which for me, again, he was, I would say, the best player in the first half. I think Mesut Ozil came a close second, but definitely for me, Aubameyang, a lot of the layoffs that Ozil helped Aubameyang get. He was our real main point with us, with his rapid pace, just to try to create some chances. But a lot of the times you could just see that the team was struggling to keep up with him and his pace. He would be running on the byline, would try to swing it in, but unfortunately there tended to be not a lot of people either in the box or that was able to meet his cross as he kind of cut back. But it was one of them where super impressed by Aubameyang and what he did in this game. Again, I thought Lacazette had a pretty decent game as well. Good work rate. Same thing with Granit Xhaka. Another one who impressed me, Joe Willock. I thought an excellent game in the first half. Just the way how he got around the pitch, I thought was really well. In a way, even though he's a central midfield player, you could tell Unai played him almost as like a defensive midfielder. So it was almost like Mesut Ozil kind of occupied the attacking midfield space. Granit Xhaka focused on the central midfield part, and Joe Willock focused more on the defensive midfield part of the pitch, whilst occasionally frequently going forward as well. But I thought Joe Willock, you know, showed himself to be a really solid player, and I do commend him really well for this game. Helped created a lot of chances. He was one of the players that Bayern Munich tried to really target, because he was a player that would be the primary player to get the ball from defense and help to drive the ball forward for Arsenal to really create some chances. And later on, as the half went on closer to half time, and even after half time, he was really targeted towards by Bayern Munich players, fouled a hell of a lot, and you could tell that just after like the 50th minute, you know, there were a lot of kind of tired legs throughout the game. Now, I mean, the goal that we scored through an Aubameyang effort, again, coming down that right wing, did really well. Takes a shot. You thought he kind of maybe got the shot in, but it was a kind of deflected goal and went down as an own goal of the game. But the fact of the matter is that, you know, I still thought that Arsenal played really, really well leading up to that point. And you could honestly say that Aubameyang deserved to get the goal. I thought he was, again, one of the best players. Now, probably to one of the players that, no, I wouldn't say worse, but definitely one of the more disappointing parts, and you could just tell is a serious weakness that what we have, has to be right back. And Ainsley Maitland-Niles, for me, just kept getting found out so many times. I can't stress this enough. He is not a right back or a right wing back. He's not that type of player. For me, he's a central midfield player, and I get it, he's been asked to do this position, but he kept getting found out too many times. Bayern Munich were trying on so many occasions to get the ball on his side. Closer to, was it the first half, Kingsley Coman was tearing him up, absolutely tearing him up. Just, there was one point he even managed to, through his dribbling, just put him right on his ass. And you know, I did feel for him. It was one of those situations that I was watching and I was like, you know what, maybe we should be playing Carl Jenkinson at right back. It has gotten to that point, because how Maitland-Niles play, you could just tell. I just looked at him and thought, this guy's not a defender. Like, he really isn't. And that, for me, has to be a position that we address this summer. Either that, or we hang on to Jenko and play him in that position until Bellerin comes back. But for me, thoroughly disappointed in Ainsley Maitland-Niles, and I hope he gets more of an opportunity in central midfield. Now, let's look at kind of the second half and the good parts that I would say in the second half. So after about 75 minutes, you know, all the big boys, you know, they did their part, you know, they got a good run in, and now all the kids come back on. So the likes of John-Jules, Robbie Burton, who I hadn't seen play before, Eddie Nketiah came on, Reece came on as well, I believe at half time, and Bukayo Saka also came on as well. And you know what? They really showed what it like. When Arsenal are playing with wingers, they work far better. Far better. I mean, this is one of those situations where I believe they had a bit of a formation change as well. I almost went with like a 4-4-2-ish or like a 4-2-4. And you had John-Jules occasionally drifting out on the wings, Eddie Nketiah playing up top, Saka almost in like a left central midfield role. It was very confusing to kind of get a real good angle of how the system was really playing. No longer was kind of Reece playing kind of out wide very much. Occasionally he would drift out there, but it's really the young guns that really helped save this game. So the winning goal really came from John-Jules driving forward on that left, getting the ball and whipping it into the box, and Eddie Nketiah with the tap in ahead of the Bayern Munich defender. And you know, it's just really good link-up play to see our two young strikers linking up as they are, and just giving such a brilliant performance. And I know Eddie Nketiah has been rumoured with a loan to Bristol City, but it would actually be a pretty shame, you know, not to see him get a lot of chances this coming season in an Arsenal shirt. I thought he played really well. Obviously, him getting the winning goal, you have to give that at least a 7 or even 8 out of 10 for that. The fact that, you know, the guys of Robbie Burton, excuse me, Robbie Burton, who I thought had a pretty good game there in central midfield. Just reading some of the press conference, the post-match conference afterwards on Emery saying that, you know, again, it's one of those testaments that, you know, bringing Freddie Ljungberg up, you know, he knows those players better than Emery. Emery said that he did not know who Robbie Burton was. And I think that this is part of what Unai needs. You know, he's going to need to use more of these young academy guys. It's only going to help their careers be even better. And I could honestly say that the future looks so bright for Arsenal. You look at the likes of Robbie Burton, Bukayo Saka, John-Jules again impressed me a lot. He had an opportunity to even score at the end as well with a brilliant cross by Kolasinac, but just skied it over the bar. But he had a good game. But, you know, Eddie Nketiah, the man, managed to give us the winning goal, and I could not be happier for that. But the next game is against Fiorentina, and it's going to be, again, that's going to be a difficult one. Who knows how Arsenal are going to be setting up? I'm hoping that we will either see Carl Jenkinson or Callum Chambers at right back. I do not want to see Ainsley Maitland-Niles at right back. He's just not my cup of tea there. And hopefully we could get another win on Saturday for that game. But I'll be putting out my review for that game sometime on Sunday, just because of some prior commitments. But guys, let me know your thoughts on this game if you managed to see it. Let's get a kind of discussion going. What did you think of Reece Nelson and some of the guys like Eddie Nketiah? What do you think of Aubameyang and Ozil? Leave your comments below, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.